What's going on, everybody? Beebs here, and today, for the third video today, actually, I'm going to be bringing you guys a video about the different classes that I can and cannot use, and why I feel like I can and cannot use them, or I think it's more that I don't enjoy them. So, I enjoy melee characters mostly. So, Barb, I just started a monk, and while it's frustrating to grind that monk to get more level and to get more gear, I can say that if I had endgame gear or near endgame gear where I was able to play on Torment 2, Torment 3 pretty easily, I would enjoy that class too. But what I want to talk about is why, and I feel like this isn't only just me, but why I can only play melee characters and why ranged characters bore me to death. So, for melee characters, I think I just like the fact that me and my cousin call it hang and bang, where you can just stay in there and you can keep just hitting them and being in the middle of the action, and you don't have to worry about your life bar too much. Only when there's certain elite packs that you know are super strong against you. And I just really enjoy being able to stay in there and go toe to toe with all these enemies and be constantly active and not be worrying that I'm going to die every 2 seconds. And I think that's the main problem for me, because when I switch over, I have a DH that's a level 70 that I can run about maybe master on right now, because I just the grind is frustrating with ranged characters for me. I also have a Wiz who Torment 1, Torment 2, nothing spectacular, but I geared that character out decently well. I just haven't committed to the end game. And then I created a Witch Doctor, and I quit that after I got to like level 20 or level 30, just because it's not that I can't. I don't like having to constantly be away from the enemy, having to run away, not having enough damage reduction to be able to stay in there and actually do work like I'm doing with my Crusader right now. And the survivability is just so frustrating. You make one goofy mistake and you're dead. I mean, with a demon, like for me with my Demon Hunter, and I don't know if it's because my survivability is low or what, but when I try to do if I try to stay in for more than like 5-10 seconds, I'm gone. I gotta stay away from melee attacks, and I gotta stay back and make sure I don't get hit by monster affixes all that much, or else it's like they're glass cannon and you're dead. And I just like having the survivability. Now, I know that some people might be different, and some people might find melee classes boring. So if you're a person who likes playing Witch Doctor and Demon Hunter and Wiz, go ahead and leave a comment below and explain if you feel the opposite way, if you feel like melee characters are boring because all you're doing is sitting there and holding your attack button or your secondary attack, your primary spender, and you're not really doing anything actively, that having to be more aware, precise, and accurate with those other classes makes you feel more gratified when you're playing. And I imagine that's probably true for most people who play melee or ranged characters. They probably actually are way more focused on what's going on, and there's more of a sense of accomplishment when you do something really good, or you don't mess up on something. I don't know what it would be. Maybe it's killing Malthael on T6 for the first time with the Demon Hunter or something like that. But if you feel the opposite way and you feel like melee characters bore you to death and you don't enjoy them at all, just leave a comment below. Let me know. And this could just be that when I play this game, I like to just relax. I don't like to have to be constantly freaking out and aware of like not getting killed. And I think that people who play with me would argue that that's the case, because I like to just play a little mindlessly and just enjoy the time instead of be constantly like, oh my god, I can't do this, I can't go here, I can't do that, I've got to avoid everything. So besides that, real quick, the only other thing that I wanted to talk about was why power leveling is so frustrating for me. Or not power leveling in general. It's more getting gear for your characters who aren't geared out yet, who are fresh level 70s. And I think part of it is that when I play the game and I get new characters, it's mostly because they're power leveled. So I always me and my cousin will power level characters and make sure that we get level 70s. Like if we want a Wiz or something like that, we'll go ahead and power level them. But then the problem you run into is when you're done, you don't have any gear, so you can't run you can't really run Torment at all. I was able to with my Crusader just because that I had all my barb gear. So I had endgame barb gear, which translated over into Crusader pretty well as far as damage output goes. So I was able to kill fast enough. My survivability wasn't as good as it is now, but I was definitely able to kill pretty quickly, which is the problem when you're gearing up new characters. And it's really I don't know why it's so disheartening to me, because people do it all the time, but now that I have two endgame characters, my Crusader and my Barb, it feels like there's no reason to really do it. That I just want to make my characters that I have stronger for when patch 2.1 hits. But if you guys have like 6 characters and they're all level 70 and they're all well geared, first of all, hit me up on Diablo. My username is BB Maximus. That's letter B Maximus. Hashtag or number sign 1108. So add me, for Christ's sake, because that would be awesome. But we can play. Wow, my shit's lagging. But let me know if there's any key to making sure that you don't go crazy on the grind on new characters, listening to certain music, or just looking at the end game of what you're doing and trying to get there. Because it wasn't a big deal with my Barb and my Satyr, but trying to level this monk is pissing me off. So let me know how you feel about that, if you agree, disagree. Also, if you enjoyed the video, like or comment below. If you didn't like it, go ahead and dislike, but also leave a comment. I like constructive criticism. Criticism without any construction doesn't really help me, and it doesn't help you get better content from me. So if you disliked it, go ahead and leave a dislike. That's fine too. Just let me know why you didn't like it, for whatever reason that might be. So this is Beebs out. I'm out, and have a good day.